Okay, guys, welcome back to Let's Get Freaky podcast. I am super excited to welcome back a guest. She last appeared on episode 93. It seems like a while ago. It must have been a couple of years ago now. We have,
Absolutely.
yeah, we've got Deborah Roque back. Did I say
Yay!
that correctly then?
You did.
Let's
Thank
go.
you.
Let's go. So it was episode 93 the last time you was on.
hmm
And the episode was called Paranormal Paradigma, Atheist to Believer.
I
That's a
know.
very interesting episode. And
Mhm.
it seems like a long time ago now, man. I mean, it's what, 2 years ago? Maybe
Yeah.
longer.
Almost. I think about 2 years. You're absolutely right. I think I started maybe when I started Paranormal Paradigma is when I got on your show. So
Wow.
I was a newbie, like a little baby.
Yeah, yeah, man. And then obviously you interviewed me. But
Yes, I
since
did.
then,
And you were on a magazine.
yeah,
Mhm.
first time I was in a magazine, very excited about that. So
Yes.
thank you very much for
You're
that.
very welcome.
Kind of different sort of interview because obviously you're writing it down and
Yes.
but it was so cool to see that. So
Mhm.
thank you very much.
Absolutely.
So how you been? What's been going on?
Oh my goodness. So many changes, so many things, so much. It's really incredible. We really don't know where life is gonna go, right? Like we have this idea, we make these plans, and then life just says, surprise. Hello. So it's definitely been a year, at least since I've last spoken with you. It's been quite a few surprises in my life, and I'm doing things that, again, I never thought that I'd ever be doing. So, like, if you ever asked me, like, 10 years ago, oh, Deborah, what are you going to be doing with your life? My answer, excuse me, would have been, yeah, I'll be doing research and I'm going to be working for XYZ organization or nonprofit doing research in said health field and policy or maybe academia. And I would have been, I don't know, maybe a professor or some sort of assistant. I don't know, research assistant. Who knows? That would have been my answer. And now I'm like, oh, it's like, Deborah, what are you doing? And I'm like, oh. Well, I'm a medium now. Never thought that I'd get here. And I help people with their subconscious and help them heal the subconscious and align to the purpose. What? Like who? How does that even work?
Yeah.
So yeah, it's interesting.
But that's what's so cool about life. I mean, it can be scary as well at the same time.
Oh,
We
absolutely.
don't know what's going to happen tomorrow. And that
You
is, it is scary, but at the same time, it is exciting as well because
very
anything
exciting.
can happen. And
Yes.
obviously, bad things do happen as well. And we have to deal
Right.
with that. That's life.
hmm
But on the flip side as well, a lot of positive things happen. And yeah, you never know what tomorrow's going to bring. I quite like that. It is
Yeah.
scary sometimes.
hmm
If you'd asked me 10 years ago what I'm going to be doing, I had no idea. I still don't know. If you ask me, I still don't know what I'm doing.
Well, yeah, and this is why I always had a problem with people saying, like, what's your 5-year plan? I was like, you really expect me to know what I'm going to be doing in 5 years? Like, I have no idea.
Hmm.
Like, life just happens. And so here we are. Life is happening at this very instant. And, you know, we'll see where tomorrow brings. But as far as like my own development with like paranormal paradigma and like my own abilities, it's just really crazy to even think that I'm a medium now, something that I never thought that I'd be, or, for a while I didn't even believe in, as with like the last episode that we had. So to be here is such a surreal experience, and like I'm still going through the motions and trying to figure out a lot of things because people when they say that they're mediums, you automatically assume like, oh, well, you've been doing this all your life. And then when people meet with me and then I'm able to do whatever it is that I'm able to do, they're like, how long you been doing this? I'm like, a year. And they're like, what? And I'm like, yeah, I don't know how these things happen. I just know that they do. And so it's been really cool and really interesting because I've been able to work with so many people and I've even helped people develop their own abilities. And that's been a crazy ride too. So I don't know. what is life? It's a series of crazy experiences, and I just
Absolutely.
happen to live one of them. Crazy, incredible experiences.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
so
you're a medium and a healer.
yes.
Yeah. And I think so when we first talked, you were still sort of, as you say, it was very new for you. So
Yeah,
and we're always learning anyway. We're always constantly learning. But you're obviously a bit more sure now of your abilities and what you're
right.
capable of. What have been the big changes in the last year that sort of stand out to you and sort of the moments that you're like, yeah, I'm a medium, I
Oh my
am and a
gosh.
healer.
Oh, shiznit. All right. You ask big
Sorry.
questions. You ask big questions. No, this is actually really exciting. I guess the question is, oh God, what happened that, made me d realize that I'm a medium? And because before, we were talking and I was very intuitive and I was doing like tarot readings and things like that. And this is how I was helping people. And I was doing group sessions and things, helping people understand the paranormal experiences and try not to be afraid or, get too riled up about the stigmas and stuff like that associated with paranormal experiences. And as I was going down that rabbit hole of like the paranormal, I eventually encountered, the idea of communing with spirit, and which I thought was fascinating. And I was like, oh yeah, like I can totally do that. Like, why not? Let me try to commune with spirit. But I wanted to be careful about it, you understand? So I ended up doing dowsing rods. I ended up using dowsing rods. And that's sort of where everything started for me. I started asking questions, getting answers, and I was just like, this is crazy. Like, why are these things moving in the way that they're moving? And this is not me. There's no way that I'm speaking to conscious entities or energies. And then from there, I decided, well, from everything that I've learned and everything that I've read, we are the conduit, we are the vessel. So I don't need these dowsing rods. I can just do it myself. And so I started practicing communing with spirit on my own. And then suddenly just things started to open and I started getting messages. And then I went through a very, very um, grueling, harrowing experience where I communed with entities that I don't think I should have been communing with. Or, well, I wouldn't say it like that because it sounds a lot scarier. But I'm just gonna say I ended up speaking or getting in touch with conscious energies that were a lot higher than what I thought they would be. And then I sort of had to pass, I guess, a series of initiations or tests. I don't know how to describe that, what I went through.
Wonderful.
I can tell you though that it scared my family. I can tell you that I went 3 weeks without work. I can tell you that I was essentially kind of just figuring it out. And I voluntarily went and got myself psychiatrically assessed just to make sure that I wasn't losing my mind. And started seeing a forensic psychologist because I said, this is insane. There's no way that I'm getting messages from the other side in this way because the way that I get the messages too, which is very clear, very like crisp. And everybody was like, you're absolutely fine. And I was like, and then suddenly I just started receiving messages from my own spirit team and guides, and they were like, you need to start doing readings, and you're going to see exactly how gifted you are. And I was like, sure,
Wow.
yeah, we're gonna do that. And then from there on, that's what I've been doing. So I started doing readings for free in October of last year. Now they're pay what you can. And I have a very steady client base. I have a very steady side hustle. And I keep getting referrals, and people are absolutely floored by the things that I can do, and I'm still floored by the things that I can do, and I'm just like, well, we're here, so let's just
Yeah.
keep going.
Wow. So it's been quite a year and quite a big change since we last talked.
Huge, yes.
Huge change. Now, obviously, I keep up with you on social media and stuff, so
Yeah, same.
I feel like I know. I feel like we've not seen each other for that, you know, because
Yeah,
when you see
exactly.
each other every day on social media and stuff, and you it doesn't feel like that long. And I didn't realize that this journey that you've been on.
Yeah.
If you don't mind, and obviously we don't have to, you know, I've got a lot of questions now. Can
Well, now you
can
get to ask all of them.
can, can you go into detail of that journey you went through and it sounds like kind of like a spiritual battle, kind of what I'm getting, but I don't know
Yes,
if that's
it
how you
was.
describe it.
I can describe some of it. I can't go into specifics about what or who I spoke to.
Hmm.
Those are very private and personal. And maybe someday I will be able to divulge that, but now there are just certain, I guess, rules.
Hmm.
Um, but I can say that one, um, when you start doing this, those who are truly initiated into this sort of realm, um, and they commune with gods and goddesses and higher beings, there's a protocol. You just can't willy-nilly just be like, unless it's been already part of your family, you've been initiated from you were younger, it's sort of, within the system, like your tree, your lineage, fine. But somebody like me that's just like kind of came out of nowhere, like, by the way, I have this ability now. And by the way, I don't know why, how I'm speaking to these high level beings. But anyway, it's they question. You understand? They're like, who are you? What are you doing? How are you here? Are you worthy? Sort of thing. And these, it's almost like akin, I feel, to priestesses or priests that go through initiations and things like that. So it's very similar. Those who know when you commune with certain beings and deities and again, higher level entities, they're, you can't be touched. You can't be spoken to until whatever it is that you're doing um completes, like the cycle completes.
Hmm.
uh so there was a lot of that. Just not being able to really speak to my family, and just sort of finish the questions and answer the questions and be as authentic as I could and honest as possible so that they can figure out what am I doing, how am I here.
Hmm.
And obviously, good things happened. But it was a very scary experience because essentially, at certain parts, like I didn't really have control over anything. You understand? It was just like, let go and let God and kind of figure it out from there. Which was one of the reasons why I thought it would be a good idea to get evaluated and things, just because, like, how do you explain this to somebody? Like, how do you explain? Oh, yeah, you can't touch me. Oh, no, I can't talk to you right now. I need to be alone. You understand? And
Hmm.
then for it to like freak everybody out for a little bit, or for a long time, and then just sort of settle into a new normal. Like, what is life now with this sort of ability? How is it that I'm able to speak to the beings that I'm able to speak to? And what does that look like? And why do I have it? And I realized that, I'm able to help others heal. And so that's how that kind of happened. But again, had to do that and that's what it looked like. So there were times where like I was just locked
Hmm.
in a room, or like it looked like I was talking to myself, or I was like laying on the floor. It's just very strange. Very, very strange. But here we are. Um, Back to
Wow.
normal.
So was it like your family sort of noticing these changes
Oh,
And
absolutely.
yeah.
Yeah, my husband who we've separated since, but like at the time, um, he freaked out. I and my sister too. Like it was very, very upsetting. My whole family got involved. Like people that I didn't even like talk to for a while were like,
Hmm.
what is happening? And then it was interesting because one of my family members, some of my family members are part of the Santeria Afro-Cuban religion. And it was through one of them. So my aunt, she was like, well, anybody who communes with spirits should know that when one of these entities are around you, you can't be touched. You can't be looked at. You can't be like not looked at, but you can't disrupt the communion. Like you cannot intervene. And I was like, I'm so glad that you said that because I'm trying to explain this and
Hmm.
everybody thinks I'm crazy. But obviously, those who have been versed in the spirit realm and have these priest and priestess abilities or like roles, they know the rules. You understand?
Hmm.
And so it was really good to hear that from my aunt, be like, no, this is actually kind of normal
Hmm.
if you're in this realm. And I was like, oh my God, okay.
Wow. Is it
I was
possible
like,
your
oh
aunt
God.
was going through similar kind of things? Do you think your aunt
My
was?
my aunt, no, but my uncle is initiated in the Santeria
Hmm.
religion and he practices and yeah, so he knows that like what we call it in Spanish is in Spanish it's called te montas, estás montado. Montado in English is like you're I guess a way to um mounted or like you're being ridden so like something has mounted you in which case in this case would be a being so it's like the being kind of merges with you almost whereas in your space and if they're merging within you then they are using your body in which case if they're using your body you are now a sacred being like your body houses a sacred being you can't just let others just touch you because you have a sacred being within you. And
Hmm.
so these are rules that, again, those that are well versed in
Yeah.
higher levels know this. They are not allowed to be touched. So,
Wow. So that's like family, friends,
mhm,
everyone is not allowed in there.
anybody, no, no one.
Yeah.
They must allow it. And again, this is stuff that I've read and I've seen again. So it's not like I didn't know this at some level I did know this or have seen it, but you just don't believe it. Do you understand? Like
Hmm.
you read these things and you're just like, oh, people are exaggerating. People don't know what they're talking about. This doesn't exist. And especially
Hmm.
somebody like me who had an atheist background, like I didn't really like I didn't realize that this was actually true until it happened to me. And I was just like,
Wow.
oh no, they weren't fucking around. Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Wow. So was
Mhm.
this a process that you actively went through, or is this just happened?
I didn't, I just happened. Like I accidentally merged, I guess, with a being unintentionally, and that
Mhm.
just kicked off a series of events.
Wow.
Yeah.
Was you aware of what this being was at the time, or was it
Yes.
like?
Yeah, I did. But it was just unintentional.
Hmm.
And so, but that was like the scary part. It was just the unintentional part. Like, how is it that I'm doing this and I don't even know that I'm doing it? Do you understand?
Hmm.
So that was like this freaky part. So
Yeah.
yeah, it
Wow.
was it was
I've got
it
so
was
many questions.
intense.
Got so many
Go.
questions.
I
But
am here.
if I ask something, tell me to stop. If I ask something that you don't want to talk about, that's absolutely fine. I fully understand. This stuff is difficult to talk about, so I
Yeah,
fully understand. Did you know what this being was at the time? And
yes.
what was it? What kind of entity was it? Can I ask?
A very benign entity, very high level entity.
Hmm.
That's all I can say. I cannot name them.
Okay.
Yeah.
Can I ask how they presented themselves to you?
Yes. So as I was learning and growing, when you learn and when you start leveling up, you do get the attention of certain beings. There are watchers, things, um, beings that kind of watch the realm, watch Earth, are connected to the human race and sort of just have their eye on things. You understand? And I got the attention of one of these beings, these celestial, beautiful, gorgeous beings who then presented themselves to me and was like, I think I want to work with you. I think, we should work together. And I was like, cool. But then, I ended up working with this being because I got a little sick. And then so I started like asking for their help and things like that. And they came through. 100% came through. But then then I guess my abilities started to grow and expand around them, and then
Whoa.
one thing led to another, and I'm like merging, and I'm just like, I don't know what I'm doing.
What kind of things? Because I know you've always had like abilities and experiences and stuff, but what kind of things were happening that were like, whoa, this is getting intense?
Well, well, okay. Um, the feeling of having another soul inside of you is just something that I can't explain.
Yeah.
I cannot explain that. I don't know how to explain it other than you feel like two individuals at once.
Whoa.
I don't know how to explain it.
Yeah. See, to me that sounds quite scary.
It is, but I've ever since then I've sort of learned how to like navigate that. Because essentially when I do my sessions, what I do is kind of allow like for instance, your spirit guide, if they wanted to speak to you, I would allow them to use my body as an avatar so they can speak through me, use my voice, use my emotions, my whole body is temporarily further use. Um, so that's how that's developed. So now I'm kind of like, oh, okay. But like I was seeing things, so I became also clairvoyant. So I would see things in my mind's eye, I would see symbols and images. Now I'm at a point where like sometimes I see the actual entity, but I don't see them like in front of me in the 3D. I see them in my mind's eye and I can discern certain features and things like that.
Hmm.
Um, I was, oh my gosh. I could close my eyes and see things. Like it was crazy. Experiences that I thought again were impossible. Now I'm at a point where I can pinpoint in a room where an entity is, where it's moving, how tall is it, how short is it a male, is it a female, is it hermaphroditic? Like I don't know. I can
Hmm.
tell all these things. Sometimes I do in the 3D, I see like a whisper movement in the room and I know that's a being. I can differentiate between demonic energies and benign energies and sort of lost souls. I'm like, I can sometimes do a little bit of remote viewing. It's just like it's like there's a lot of things happening. And I haven't really been able to hone in on just one
Hmm.
other than the direct channeling of the conscious entity is what I've been really focusing on because I feel like that's something that a lot of people don't experience and it has a crazy benefit to it, which is you get to speak to the very beings that are taking care of you in this lifetime and they help you heal whatever it is that you need to heal in your life so that you can enter your purpose and live the life that you want. So
Hmm.
that's sort of where I've been honing in. But like sometimes I'll pick up on things and I can see people's attachments and I can help them do spells and I can help them develop their abilities. And it's just, there's a lot.
Yeah, and it's
Private.
it's and it's happening quick. As you say, it's been a year.
Right. It's
So
only been a year and I'm like
what's
all of a sudden doing all these things. And I'm just like,
yeah, it's a
we're
lot.
here.
It's a
We're here.
lot. Yeah,
It is.
yeah.
It
So
is.
another year, another 2 years, another 5 years.
Well, that's what they say. Like my own team, they're like, we're trying to take it easy on you because they had to calm me down. Like they had to slow me down. They were like, whoa. you're growing really fast. You're expanding really fast. We need to like take it back a fucking notch. I was like, I'm not trying to. And they're
Yeah.
like, no. So let us calm down. Okay.
Wow.
hmm
So when you say another soul is a part of
Yes.
you, so there's two.
Yes.
Is that are you hearing like the faults of that other soul? Are
Yes.
you hearing their feelings and you know that that's not you? You're like
Yes.
that's
I'm able to discern the difference.
whoa.
Right. Which apparently is advanced as shit. And I was like,
Yeah.
cool.
I don't think I've ever heard. I've talked to a lot of mediums and people with abilities. I don't think I've heard that before. I don't think I have.
No, you probably haven't because I've
No.
been told like people when they talk to me, they're like even the beings themselves are like, who are you? What are you doing? How are you doing this? And I'm like, no, I don't know. This is just sort of how it manifests.
Yeah.
Great. Um, but it is apparently an advanced ability. I'm able to discern between my thoughts and others' thoughts and kind of let it spew out. Does that mean that it's perfect? No, like I mess things up sometimes because we have our own like we have our own biases, we have our own programming, and then I have to sort of like filter fucking through to make sure that it's that energy, that entity's consciousness that I am, talking about or speaking rather than my own biases or assumptions. And
Mhm.
that's difficult. Like that's where it gets a little tricky, but for the most part, like I'm okay. Like, I'm not perfect, but been doing good, I think.
I don't think anyone's fully perfect. I don't think we
No,
can be.
exactly.
I think that's
Yeah,
impossible. But I mean,
right.
wow,
hmm
incredible.
Yeah.
Can you switch this off? Is it something you can
Oh,
away from? Like, can you have a Saturday off where you haven't got to deal with this? Like, I'm not saying deal with it as in it's negative, but like, it must be like difficult, like to if it's
oh
an
my
everyday
God.
kind of thing.
So can I switch it off? Yes, but not really.
Hmm.
It's almost like I'm constantly connected, right? Unless I'm intentionally focused on something like right now, like this conversation.
Hmm.
Right. I'm intentionally focused and present in this moment. If I decide to sort of like disconnect a little from us and start to, tap into the environment, I'm going to start receiving, you know, messages or things like that. So for me, my disconnection is sort of just like honing in on a certain thing. Like if I'm working, I'm honing in on work. If I'm on the phone scrolling, I'm scrolling and I'm just, it's like staying grounded,
Hmm.
right? Present in the moment. Otherwise, as soon as I'm like done focusing on said thing, it's like I'm back, I'm back into the ether, like here we are. And then, it's really interesting because even when I first had my abilities and I would go like let's say into a grocery store, I was completely open. So I was just like receiving things. And it's really crazy how my body was reacting to like I can pass by somebody and if that person was like bad energy or there was something off, I would viscerally, like my body would physically react to the thing. And it was like, I'd be like, whoa, what is that? Or like, oh my God, I know that's something there. It was like the abilities were just so strong that I had to learn how to like, can I go shopping without having all this shit like just come at me? So I've had to learn how to do that. And it's been interesting. Um, an interesting ride, but I think I've got a pretty good handle on it now, as opposed to before. The first few months were
Yeah,
intense.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
So the being that's attached, that's a positive entity.
Um, so I wouldn't say that they're attached. They're just kind of passing by.
Hmm.
But yeah, so I only allow positive beings to linger. Does
Hmm.
that mean I haven't dealt with negative energies? Of course I have, but that's like a whole nother situation.
Let's go.
Yeah, that's a
Now
whole nother
maybe we can go
matter.
there, but because I've talked to people that have had And in this world, this paranormal world that we're in,
Hmm.
you meet people and talk to people that have negative spiritual attachments that
Yeah.
are demonic, whatever you want to call them,
Hmm.
not good. And
Right.
do you think they're going through something similar, but it's a negative? This is a negative version, if that makes sense.
It really, it's a case by case thing. Like, I'm not sure how open these people are, how conscious they are, how aligned they are with their own abilities and their soul. There's just so many factors there. I mean, attachments, when they happen, they don't care whether or not you're aware or awakened. They attach to the energy, they attach to the vibration, to the soul. They don't, or the body. Like, it doesn't really matter anything else. So these people who have these attachments, I guess my first question is, how are you doing? Like, how's your life right now? Like, what are you going through? Because spirit attachments, especially with more negative or low vibing energies, like they're not gonna, it's more difficult to attach to someone who's like in a better place in their life, vibrationally, mentally, emotionally, as opposed to somebody who is not, right? So my first question is always going to be like, are you okay? You understand what's going on? Because
Hmm.
if you have some sort of negative attachment, more likely than not, it's because there's something going on in your own life. You're vibing at some sort of low level that's allowing this thing to sort of just like, you know,
Hmm.
attach. Because it's
Yeah.
not like things don't come and go, but for it to like stick, yeah,
Hmm.
there's something going on.
Yeah, I've talked to mediums that say that they've seen that like they can see a negative attachment on someone,
Yeah,
and
I can.
you can literally see like, and sometimes just describe it looking like a small creature, like dark
Yeah,
entity on their back, and I find that
yeah,
wild.
it's true.
Yeah, and
I've
that
seen
blood.
things ish like that.
Wow.
Hmm.
So you can be in the store and you'll see someone walking along, and they've.
I haven't seen that yet in a store. What I have seen are like people's like colors, like so what their colors are, like their
Hmm.
auras, I guess, their vibes. I can feel their energy, so like more of an empath ability, like whether negative or positive, if they're sad, if they're angry, if like what's kind of going on within them. And then when I do readings, like I'll tap in and then I can like certain things I can see. Like for instance, for one of my clients, we were talking about a friend of hers, and then like I tapped in and I was like, okay, your friend, and I was like, whoa, your friend has an attachment. And then she was like, oh my God, somebody else. Like it was like confirmed like by somebody else, and like another medium had confirmed the same thing. And then I was able to pinpoint where she got it, and like strange specific things about the area. It was weird, but this is how I get information. Like I just see things, I know things, like it just comes to me
Hmm.
and I just spew it out. But yeah,
Wow.
sometimes I can see the actual entity. Sometimes I can't. Sometimes I just feel it, but sometimes I can. So it just kind of depends.
Yeah.
Hmm.
I've still got so many questions.
Yeah. Fun.
Yeah. So can you tell us about the dark attachments that you've dealt with, or not?
Yeah, I mean, thankfully, like my clients don't really have too many. I've never, I don't have any clients I've dealt with a too dark of an attachment. The last one that did, um, it was so crazy. Like she was like, "Oh, I think," it was just interesting how the way that it came up. Because she was like, "Oh, I think I have this thing," and I started tapping in. I was like, "Oh yeah," and it's sort of like this and this, and I started describing it. She was like, "Yes," and I was like, "Okay, we're gonna do something about it." And so her team came through and was like, "Okay, well, in order to remove this, we're gonna need your help, and we're gonna need said." And then we start like gathering material, so like a spell. You understand? It's like gathering materials and like what you need. And typically, your spirit guides try to help you gather things that are very easy to come by or that they know that you have in hand. So for her, it was very easy stuff. And then she would have to do a spell and a ritual in order to help cleanse her from that. And I'm going to check in with her in a week or two to see how it goes. But that's typically how we do it. Like I and their team deal with the attachments, and then obviously healing the person. So one of the best way to remove an attachment is with your own soul, like with your own vibration, with your own power. So getting you to own that power, become empowered, reclaim your power, believe in your power. And then, as you do that and you remove it from you and you ask it to leave and you not ask it to leave, you sort of command it to.
Hmm.
Um, these are ways that you can protect yourselves because essentially spell work and protection and everything is an extension of your own power. It really just depends on you. So that's part of the process is healing the individual and having them reclaim themselves and know that they're just as powerful and even more so, and that they can remove this at any time. You understand? It's a
Hmm.
it's a thought thing. It's your thoughts that create your reality. So.
Yeah, yeah. Our
Mhm.
intentions are powerful and important. Our actual intentions.
Yeah, your intentions, your thoughts, your behaviors, your actions, it's all like a big, you know,
Hmm.
equation, I guess. But definitely intentions, but what's an intention without action? You understand?
Hmm.
So not only do you have to have these things aligned, so that you can manifest or express the highest version of yourself and, evolve and grow and things like that.
Hmm. Interesting. When you say that her team, their team, your team, is that like spirit guides?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Or ancestors or passed down loved ones like deceased family members. It's basically anybody who decides to show up that really loves you and has an invested interest in your evolvement and evolution, in your evolution and your growth and in your purpose.
Hmm.
Mhm.
Do you think this might be a difficult question, but do you think we're on like a set path and
No.
that okay. Oh, it wasn't difficult, was it?
No. No, because the thing is that people forget that there's free will. Like, yes, oh, sorry, my daughter.
That's okay.
No, no, no. I'm busy, but okay. Go see if somebody can give you a snack. Like what? Any Welch's or Oreos? Welch's, no Oreos. Okay.
Oh, she's
Okay.
too cute, man.
Thank you.
I've got to keep that in.
She's
You
5.
don't mind. Oh, bless.
Yeah,
Oh,
thank you.
I've got a 5-year-old. He's 6 next week though, but he's yeah.
Oh, she's
It's
6
like,
in December.
wow.
So we have
Oh,
babies the same age.
yeah, man. It's a cool age. It's a cool age. Special. What
Yeah.
was we saying?
Oh,
Oh, it
so
wasn't a hard
okay,
question. Yeah.
so destiny or like,
Hmm.
are we destined? So people have this idea that what your purpose is something predestined or outside of you. So it's either external to you or it's predestined. The problem with destiny, is that you don't realize that you're constantly creating your own destiny with the choices that you make because the universe is made out of thought and you have free will. And at any given moment, you can make a decision and that will shift your reality. Do you understand? And so for things to be destined and you're on this set path, no, you're constantly creating your reality with the thoughts and then the actions that align with these thoughts. And to a certain extent, if you don't heal the subconscious, then your subconscious is running the show, right? And you're not even aware of it, which is why I do the subconscious work so that people
Hmm.
become aware. But with like this idea that things are destined, you kind of are made to believe like you have no real control. And it's funny because control is a weird thing. Because really, you don't have control over anything but yourself, right? So if you don't have control over anything but yourself, then who else is responsible for their destiny other than you, right?
Hmm.
Not some sort of outside force. It is you. And if people say God, well, God works through you. So it is you. God
Hmm.
gave you free will. It is you. So your destiny is whatever, for me, destiny is, and what I understand from what I've learned, your destiny is your purpose, and your purpose is your true self, your most authentic self, your highest mm, emanation, right? And you only get through that with alignment, aligning your conscious with your subconscious, healing your soul, healing your subconscious, and really not allowing the programming to take over, the fears, the doubt, the insecurities, the hesitations, all these things, the anger. You don't let that take over. You kind of temper it, and then you make the best decisions given now who you truly are and aligning with who you really want to be and who you feel you truly are rather than what you've been told you need to.
Hmm.
And that's part of your purpose and part of your destiny. But it can change at
Interesting.
any point. You're constantly co-creating your
Hmm.
reality.
Yeah. It's like what we were saying at the start, like anything can happen in life tomorrow. Like we don't really know what's going to happen. Anything can happen. Anything can happen
Right.
in the next hour or the
Right.
next minute. And
Yeah.
our decision that we sometimes the smallest decisions that we make, like going to the store and buying a drink, or could be a huge shift. Like you could meet someone that changes the game, and and you get a new job or whatever, and it's life is the decisions. I look back at my life and see like at the time small decisions that I made, like what I think were small, but probably wouldn't be here if I'd not made that
Yeah.
decision. You might have found another way around it and still got to where you want to be or whatever, but the smallest, tiniest decisions we make didn't get my hair cut that day, or
Exactly.
can be huge. And it's quite scary as well. It's a lot of
Yeah,
pressure.
if you really start to think about it, it's scary as all hell. But like you, you just kind of keep going. You
Hmm.
know, this is why they say that it's so important to be in the present moment. And it was funny because the other day in one of my healing sessions, one of she's been with me for months now, and one of her guides came like one of her normal guides was coming through this time, and we were talking about anxiety. It was just so interesting because he was like, anxiety. He's like, the problem with anxiety is that if people don't really understand, like, the fact that it's, it's rather useless because it doesn't do anything for you, right? Other than, and then, I'm talking about an unhealthy amount of anxiety.
Hmm.
And he goes, think about it. Anxiety, where are you? You're not in the present moment. And he says, if you're not in the present moment, you're either in the past or in the future, and neither are a good place to be because neither exist. So all you have is right now. And it kind of makes you think about time. I mean, you're right. In terms of time, time is all around us all. It's present now. There's no time isn't linear. You understand? That's
Hmm.
yes, we've been conditioned to think that. But time is here
Hmm.
now. It's collapsed, present, past, future, like whatever. So now is what matters. So this is what's kind of driving time, our present.
Hmm.
Um, and it kind of just made me think of that. Like, yeah, anxiety, you're tricking yourself into being somewhere where you're not, and you're worried about something that hasn't even happened or already did happen, and you're not even fully present, which is kind of essentially robbing you of so much of your time, of your mental like clarity, of your peace of mind. It's so many things, you understand?
Hmm.
Um, so it was just really interesting to hear that and be like, yeah, you're right. None of those exist. The future and the past don't exist. It's all here right now.
Yeah.
Um, so anyway, that was just something that I thought that was interesting in terms of time and destiny and all that. Like everything that can be and will be and has been is because of now.
In this moment, yeah. Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely. It's quite hard because we've all dealt with anxiety and depression to a certain extent, all of us. Some
Right.
obviously worse than others. People go through it and people handle it differently. But you're right, though, that is a big factor in depression and anxiety. Can't talk tonight. anxiety, and I can't even say it. Getting anxious.
Yeah.
Um, you're living in the future. You are worrying about work tomorrow, or what happened last week, and it's so true. It's quite hard to tell someone that when they're going through it at the time.
Right.
It's hard to bring someone out. It's very easy just to say it. A lot of people,
Mhm.
it's difficult. I get it. We've all experienced that. But,
Yeah.
it is a thing if we stop and just think, actually, obviously tomorrow does matter because, we've got to live it as well. But
Yeah.
really, what is important is right now, today. How do I feel right now? And
Hmm.
that is, yeah, yeah. It's a good message.
Hmm. It was
Yeah,
really.
yeah. So you said you're seeing spirits now a lot more regularly. You
Yes.
you can pinpoint what they are and stuff. Is
Hmm.
this is it just like a knowing? You're given the
Yes.
message that this is what it is, and it's just a knowing. It's
Yeah. It's like a knowing. I can like it really just I'll walk into a room and if I just kind of quiet my mind a little bit and as I say as they say tap in, I can just see like my body will do it. Like so if I were to do it now, for instance, so you can kind of see like it's I don't even know if it even looks you can this will even do it justice, but so right now I'm gonna ask like I want I want my main guy to present themselves to me. And then I'm going to look up. Okay, so I know that he's there. I want my second guy to present themselves to me. Okay. And then I get pulled. And then I say, okay, where's my third one? Here. And then I look. It's sort of like I get pulled to wherever the being is. Like I can just like kind of go and then I'll see how tall they are, how short they are. Sometimes I'll go and I'll look and like I'm all of a sudden I'm looking down here and I'm like, oh, you're very tiny. And they're like, I'm not tiny. I'm like, I'm sorry. But like,
yeah.
it really depends.
Does that
But
feel like you can't, like literally being pulled? Like
no, I am literally being pulled.
wow, and you're feeling that. Is it like
Yeah.
hands or is it just like your whole body?
No, it's like every cell, soul, whatever in my body just kind of moves. Like it's just like it's almost like the strings on a marionette. Like it's just like did it click? Like I'm just like okay,
Wow.
which is scary by the way when it first happened. It was fucking frightening.
I bet.
And not have like to see that I'm not moving.
Hmm.
Something else is moving me. That was
Yeah.
really, I mean, now
Yeah.
I'm used to it. It's like, oh, okay. Like I've been stopped in my tracks. Like I'll be like, and then I'm just like, stop. And I'm like, okay, why am I stopping?
Yeah.
You understand? It's like, so there is a certain level of control that they have.
Hmm. So
Hmm.
they're always with you, like so obviously right now, they're always there.
I got three with me right now.
Whoa.
Mhm.
Can you describe what they look like, or is that
Yes-ish. So I know my main being has blue eyes, so he's human. Actually, all three of them are human, right? Yeah. So they're all three human. I have some that are not human. Um, they're like one of them is like blue and like tall. Another one's like a bat-like creature. Like it's so interesting. But these three are actually human. So I know my main guide has blue eyes with black hair. I know this one has blue eyes with like golden hair. And then this guy back here is black hair, black eyes, and he usually has a ponytail and two earrings.
what?
It's crazy. It's like,
What?
I don't even know. My main guide has tattoos. He's like beautiful and just nothing, just like nothing on him. Just gorgeous beings, all of them. But I don't know. They they look human to me. And I can sometimes see what they're wearing. It's strange. Other features too. Somebody's guide presented themselves and I'm looking at them and they have two heads and I was like, what the hell? I was like, wow, I can't see
Yeah.
that. Sometimes one time it was like a animal-like creature that came in as a guide and I was like, oh, hello. Okay. Like, so it's
Oh
just
man.
different beings from all over the universe.
It's wild that not too long ago you was an atheist. I'm going on the last episode
Right.
that we put out. It's
I
wild. Yeah,
know.
yeah. But it's so
I didn't believe in
interesting though.
any of this. This to me was all hogwash and
Mhm.
nonsense and poppycock or whatever you want to call it. It
Yeah,
was all crap. It was all nonsense. But here I am.
yeah. It's something
Yeah,
I say quite a lot, but I obviously didn't make this statement up. But if you look into the paranormal, it looks back. I really, I
absolutely.
really believe that. If you look into this stuff, you're going to experience stuff. It can be quite scary, obviously.
Mhm.
I get very scared by it. Even though I'm fascinated by it, I'm fascinated, but I do get very scared. But so you've kind of looked into it, and
Yeah.
it's really looked back, and it's obviously progressing,
Now
progressing.
I mean, yeah, now we have an intimate relationship and we're just like, hey, what's
Yeah,
up?
these abilities that you have now,
Mm.
is it? Do you think it's something that everyone, a level that everyone can get to, or
Yes, in different capacities, but yes, everybody has the ability to have an ability, right? So, like for instance, you see things. You
Mhm,
have the ability to see things. Not only have you talked to it about it, but like I just I know that you have the ability to see things and you see things interestingly in the 3D. So like for you when it manifests, it'll actually manifest like as an actual 3D almost like entity in front of you. Which is intense, right? Like that is a more intense version of a of the abilities that we can have. And for it to be able to manifest like that for you must be really scary because you're like, is this I know this isn't real, but it looks real. Can it hurt me if it's this real? Do you understand? Like
mhm.
there's like questions there.
Yeah,
Um, but so many people, like we all have the ability to sense energy and, our abilities from precognitive abilities to clairvoyance, to clairsentience, to clairaudience, and like hearing things, seeing things, feeling things, knowing things, premonitions, dream walking, things like that. We all have astral projection. Everybody has something,
hmm,
and some abilities are more developed than others. What yours manifests as, how it comes through, like that all depends on you, you
yeah,
know? And I help people with their own abilities, which is
hmm,
really cool. Like seeing how people ha are like developing their abilities with me is just like, whoa. And then we confirm things with each other and we're
yeah, yeah,
like, feels less crazy and less scary.
yeah. So
Mhm.
I've seen some wild things, as I've talked about on the show before. Hello, we've
Yeah.
got a new guest.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, I mean, for me, the paranormal's always been real.
Very
I don't know what it is. I'm trying to learn, but
real.
I've always had experiences. You, do you want me to pause it for a sec? No problem. Okay, we're back. So where
Yes,
was
sorry
we?
about
Yeah, so yeah, where was we? So the paranormal.
I don't know what it is, but
We don't
it's
know what
always
it is. It's for me, all I know is that there's something going on around us that we can't always see. Sometimes we get
right.
a glimpse. That's where I'm at. I know you're in a much different place. Um, I get, as I said, I get very scared by it though. When I see something, it's not positive normally. I'm fascinated by it, and I get that buzz of excitement that in a scared way, but I get very scared. I could not see anything else again and be quite happy and know that there's more. That's how I am. But yeah.
Yeah, and I help people like it's funny because some of my clients have the same fear, like, oh, but it's scary. And yeah, it's scary because you don't know it, you don't understand it, and your body's initial reaction is to fear what it doesn't understand. And that's what fear is, right? Like, fear is the unknown. Fear is I don't know what's going to happen, so I'm afraid of this. I don't understand this, so I'm afraid of it because your mind is already calculating what can happen and how to keep itself safe. So, yeah, absolutely, you're going to be afraid of it. But then that's the threshold, right? The fear is the threshold. So, what happens if you lean into that fear a little bit and you say, I know I'm powerful. I know I have control. What's the worst that can happen? And you just kind of maybe take a little step forward and see where that goes. And I kind of like help people understand that for the most part, when it comes to these things, you don't have to be afraid. And what I experienced things that scared the shit out of me. You understand? And I just kept going because I was like, well, something's gonna give, you understand? And as long as I'm true to myself and I'm honest and I'm being real, then, you know, what's the worst that can happen? The truth shall set you free, sort of thing.
Hmm.
And I just kept that in the back of my head. Like, I just gotta be real. I gotta be me.
Hmm.
And there's so much power in that. And even when I started dealing with like more negative and demonic energies, it was so interesting. I was just like, I'm not gonna, I'm not gonna allow you
Hmm.
to control me. I'm not gonna allow you to scare me. Sorry. Because,
Was that like a test that these things knew where
I
you
don't,
was going?
maybe, but I remember one of my first dealings with like a demonic energy was actually, it turned out to be very fun, like in a weird way. Like it was just kind of like them testing to see if I would be scared or whatnot, but then them being really impressed with what I can do. And then their whole personality came through. And that was really interesting to see, like a demon with a personality. And I was just like, what the fuck? How is this even possible? But then you realize, well, as I've learned, like demons are conscious beings too, and they're very obviously, there's some worse than others, but there are demons that are spirit guides and they want the best for their human. And, they have the ability to heal and to ascend too. And it's not like, again, free will. So there's just so many misconceptions about what is and what is not. Um, but I've been really lucky. And it's been a ride. I don't know.
Can I
But yeah,
ask you what this might be a difficult question as well. It might not be, but the demon that you were dealing with, that you said had a personality, can you describe what he looked like, or what
I
they
don't
look like, what
really
it looked
remember.
like?
I know he was dark. Like he was pretty um very like, oh my God, I'm kind of getting an image. Like kind of like a, I don't know, it was whatever it was. It was dark like in like the way it looked, but then there was like this big kind of head arch situation. I don't know, it was strange. They all look different. Some are definitely uglier than others.
Hmm.
For sure. Some are beautiful. I don't know
Hmm.
how to say it. Like I'm just like, oh. Mm.
Yeah, interesting.
Oh,
So, do you think these people out there, like these, there's a lot of evil in this world as well as we know.
right.
These people that are like, the most evilest people, people that can hurt kids, people that are, murderers and stuff like that. Do you think those people are like taken over by demons, basically? Do you think they're being led?
It could be.
Yeah.
They could be either taken over or that's just what they are. Remember, you're a soul, you're a being.
Hmm.
Whatever's inside of you, whatever your essence is, your soul is, comes from some part of the universe. Like I haven't tapped in, I have no idea where you come from, but maybe your soul is a demon. Like I don't know. I mean, God
Oh,
forbid.
I
Like
hope not.
yeah, exactly. But even if you were,
Deborah,
and sorry, I'm just saying, God forbid, that's what I'm saying. God forbid, but
please
like
no.
I doubt it. But if there are energies, I mean humans that are demons. You understand? Like,
Hmm.
I
Yeah,
don't know
yeah, yeah.
what to tell you. Like
Well,
this is what they
you were saying earlier about going into like a store and stuff and seeing someone that gives you that ick, that
are. Oh
not
yeah.
just an ick, that sounds, but
Like a
like a horrible feeling. And I think
mhm.
we've all got that to an extent. Like we can go into,
Yeah.
you in a workplace, for example, when you've got that one person that's like just bad energy, or sometimes you meet someone in the street and you can just tell that they got a bad energy about them. You're like, you're
Yeah.
straight away and your guard's up, and it's just like a knowing. So kind of like what like you just know this
Right.
person's not good. Don't know why, but you just get that feeling.
Yeah,
That does happen.
absolutely. And
So
it's
even
for a
to someone like
reason.
me.
No, you have such good energy about you. So that's
Oh,
what I'm
thank you.
saying.
Thank
So
you.
I've always thought that about you. Yeah.
Oh,
Like
thank
I
you.
feel like thankfully the people that I hang out with, talk to, all have really positive and light energy.
Hmm.
Um, because that's just what I feel I am, and that's what I'm attracted to, and that's what I want to keep in my energy field. As soon as I start to see people like be absolute jerks and they're egotistical and they think they know everything and they put others down and demean and condescend, I'm just like, yeah, bye. Like
Hmm. Hmm.
that's not what this is about.
Yeah,
And
absolutely.
so, but you're not like that at
Oh, thank you. Energy is so important.
all.
On the flip side as well,
Mhm.
if you're in a, I keep going to work environments because what I've sort of experienced, like
Right.
if you're going to a negative workplace where everyone's arguing, everyone hates each other, and there's bad energy, and you throw a bit of positive energy in there, just throw a few jokes, few smiles, you can see that. I know that's how energy works, but you can see that change, and
Yeah,
it does make everyone feel better, man. It does lift the
absolutely.
mood, and it's important.
100%.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like your energy matters. You have an influence. You can have an impact. I mean, obviously, people, when they think impact, they think like a global impact or maybe even a community impact. Not necessarily like you impacting the life of a complete stranger or of your sibling or of your parent, of your friend, of your teacher. It doesn't matter. That's an impact, you understand? And we underestimate that and we underestimate our own the power of our own influence onto others. Um, and that still is significant as anything else. Just
Hmm.
some people have further reach, but that doesn't mean that you are any less impactful or
Hmm.
influential in somebody's life. You understand?
Absolutely. Yeah. Uh, I won't keep you too much longer because I know you got the little one there. But
Mhm.
when you're leaving your body, and you said about like astral projection and stuff like that.
I have an astral
Oh, you
project.
haven't done that. Okay.
No, I refuse to.
Okay. No, that's
No,
cool.
no, no, no.
Yeah.
In my dreams, I have like visited places apparently. But like I personally, as far as like an astral projector, am not about that.
Hmm.
Apparently, like my own team has been like, yeah, you've never really been about that, just because it can be dangerous. If you don't know what you're doing.
Hmm. Hmm.
Enter things and go to places you shouldn't probably go to. And then to kind of get you back, sometimes it's a little hard. So I personally don't astral project, but I know people who have, and it's really, really interesting where they go and what they see. And I'm just like, oh my God.
Hmm.
Wow.
With
But no,
with astral projection, do you think that the physicals go in there, or is it just like the spirit? Would you say?
it's definitely your spirit.
Hmm.
That is like the purpose. Like your spirit says, I'm gonna hang out. I'm gonna just kind of take a little tour. You stay
Yeah.
right there, body. I'm just gonna
Yeah. Yeah, because
things
people say when they're in
are.
that, they can like touch, feel, smell,
Yeah.
and I feel like that's so physical, man. I know obviously their body's not there,
Mhm.
but it's like they're there, and it's so
Yeah.
weird. It's,
You're still interacting with the environment, just in a different plane, in a different level.
hmm.
Um, and that's cool and dandy, but I'm very happy inside my body.
Yeah,
Kind
yeah.
of
No,
hurt.
sorry, I don't know why I thought you said that at the start, but maybe you said.
I think I mentioned people who can,
Hmm.
but like I personally, I've had beings come into my body, but I
Yeah,
have not exited it.
yeah.
Yeah, I felt myself kind of like, but and I felt myself once I had such a profound dream and I know I was in another place. Like I know within my dream I was walking dreams and realms, which that's another way. It's not necessarily astral projection. They call it dream walking. So
Hmm.
I was definitely or lucid dreaming. I was definitely in another place and I just remember the yank back to my body. Like I was just like, but it was strange because I know it wasn't outside, but like it was like my consciousness coming back to my, it was
Wow,
so strange. I will never forget that. Like I woke up from the yank that I got.
wow.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So,
dreams can get wild. I mean, I've had dreams that are like feel more than a dream, and
hmm
you wake up and it's just it's a different feeling. It's like,
Hmm.
oh, that wasn't a dream, and it's affected me. You know,
Yeah.
But normally a dream, you wake up, and even if it's a bad one, you can still be like, oh, it's a dream. 10 minutes later, it's gone. But then
Hmm.
sometimes you wake up and it's like, oh, that felt like more than a dream. That's actually made me feel something.
Yeah.
You know, so
Interesting.
yeah,
Maybe you have an ability like that.
maybe.
Interesting. Yeah. You never know.
Mm. Yeah, man. Well, as you said, I think everyone to an extent
Yeah,
is and
absolutely.
the more you look into it, you're going to experience stuff, I guess. And yeah, we're looking into it a lot.
We
Deb,
are.
I've loved talking to you tonight. You
I,
blow my mind. I didn't know, I wasn't expecting. I knew obviously your journey's grown and things have changed since we last talked. I knew that, but I didn't obviously know to the extent. And it's incredible. And
yeah,
excited to maybe talk a little bit down the line and we can see what's happened and how it's
yeah,
gone. But
yeah.
thank you.
I'd be happy to do that. And, if you ever wanted to like do it, I mean, obviously this would totally be up to you, but if you ever wanted to have a chat with your own guides and see what comes through and things like that, that would be pretty fun. But again, you would have to be comfortable doing so. I've done
Mhm.
it with a couple other podcasts and they were just like, I am not putting this out in the air. And I was just like, okay.
Let's do it. Let's do it.
So, but I
Let's do
mean,
it.
anything like that, I'd be more than happy, and I think it'll be a really great experience, even for you.
Yeah.
Um, but I will my disclaimer, I will preface this by saying I must say whatever comes through, and a lot of what, because I am a healer, what comes through are usually healing messages.
Yeah.
So they kind of tap into some deep shit.
Yeah.
So I'm just
You go
gonna
to the darkest
I
spots.
go to the things that make people uncomfortable. Not on purpose, but that's
Hmm.
because that's where you need to grow. You understand? If it's triggering you, if you're uncomfortable with it, if there is an insecurity or an impediment, that's what we got to touch because that's what's going to help you evolve and sort of flourish and blossom. And that's
Interesting.
part of my ability is to kind of know these things and help, figure it out and help you not be subconsciously tethered and programmed to these lies or untruths or misconceptions and really come home to yourself. So just let
Interesting.
me, that this is my preface so that you know more or
Yeah. Yeah.
less
I think
what.
this world is a lot more spiritual than I think the average person thinks it is. I think that I think we live side by side with the supernatural.
Yeah,
And a lot of people, there's a lot of people that don't believe any of this stuff, and
right.
it must still be affecting them in some way as well. I
It
don't know.
it does. But I remember this is then goes back to like the observer effect and like whatever you observe kind of observes you back or reacts to your perception, to your focus. You understand? And if this
Hmm.
is something that's outside of your radar, then meh,
Yeah.
that's your reality. You understand? As
Hmm.
opposed to somebody who does believe it and who does is open to it and is trying to look for it. It's gonna look back, it's
Hmm.
gonna like what you said, it's gonna say, hey, I see you
I
seeing
see
me.
you. Yeah. Yeah.
I see
Yeah.
you seeing me. So let's interact. You understand?
Yeah. Yeah.
So
Are you
mhm.
ready for this? Are you
Are
sure?
you ready for this? Yeah, are you ready?
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Sometimes I think about it and I'm like, if somebody had said to me, this is what's going to happen to you and this is what's going to experience, are you ready for this? I would have said, fuck. I would have said,
Yeah.
I am out. I am not dealing with this. And then, it goes just to show you sometimes why it's so important not to know things and to sort of just figure it out because the fear factor takes over
Hmm.
and you won't experience the things that or open up yourself to the things that you can potentially open yourself up to because you're so afraid of what can happen. I had no idea what the fuck I was getting myself into. And I just trusted myself and I said, I just gotta be me. I just gotta be honest.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I'm here now. But had somebody said this is what you're gonna experience and this is how it's gonna look like, I would have run the other way. You
Yeah.
understand? I would have said, no,
You
this is
just
not
been
happening.
riding that wave,
Hmm.
and
But,
I mean, and it sounds like there's there's a lot more to come as well. I hope all
From
positive
what
and
I've been
good.
told, yes.
Yeah,
So let's
yeah,
see what that looks like.
yeah,
I'm not allowed to know. And that's absolutely fine because again, if you do know, will you really, and it's interesting because it's almost as contradictory to the whole there's their destiny. And what they tell me is like, look, there's projections. We have projections. Like this is what can possibly happen given this moment and this information at the moment. These are the projections. Statistically speaking, this is what can happen. You understand? Will it? I don't know. It's all up to you. But this is what we have somewhat in store, what we feel can happen, given this trajectory at the moment. You understand?
yeah,
So it's really cool that they have their own things.
yeah.
They know what they're doing. I don't.
It's
Trying to figure
very,
it out.
it's very
Yeah.
interesting. It's very
Mm.
interesting, and I appreciate you coming back on and being so open, so honest, sharing your
Yeah.
journey. And as I say, there's more to come, I'm sure, and I'm excited to hear more and to get
Yes,
into it. But for now, anyone that wants to reach you, can you tell the listeners where they can find you?
absolutely. I'm mostly on Instagram or Threads, and I'm on YouTube, hopefully getting more into that in the future. So y- YouTube, oh goodness. Yes, go. Yes. She can curl my eyelashes? Yes.
Oh, bless.
Let me try that again. So where can you find me? You can find me on Instagram, Threads, YouTube, especially now in the future. I'm gonna get more into that. And obviously TikTok. My handle's at Paranormal Paradigma across the board. And then obviously my website, www.paranormalparadigma.com. And that's where you can do orders or email me any questions, or you can DM me on Instagram. And then everything that I do at the moment is pay what you can. So it's mostly a donation-based situation.
Awesome. Awesome. I will share the links in the show description so people can go
Mhm.
and reach you right now. Deborah, thank you so much. Keep up the great work and look forward to chatting again.
Oh my God. I'm trying, and I look forward to chatting again too, and just seeing where this goes.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Thank
Guys,
you.
thank you so much for listening. We hope you've enjoyed this episode. If you have, share it where you can. That is a great way to support the show. It gets us out there to more people that enjoy the freaky conversations like we all do. We'll be back very soon for more freaky conversations. In the meantime, stay safe and keep it freaky. Bye for now. Thank you.